Hi there. In this video, I'm just going to give you a very brief introduction to what Google Trends is and how you can use this free tool to research keywords for your own website's SEO. So if you log in to Google Trends, if you just go to trends.google.com, you will arrive on a screen that looks something like this. So this is a completely free tool. It's not super sophisticated, it's not going to give you an incredible level of granularity and detail, but it can be very useful to get a general idea of who is searching for what, and particularly if you're trying to find out what sort of search terms people in your target market might be using. So you could just go ahead and enter a search term here, or if you're just interested generally, you can scroll through some of the sort of suggested topics and it tells you what's trending at the moment and what's been happening over the year and so on. But we're going to use it to look for some search terms. So if you imagine you're trying to understand how your customers might search for a particular product. So let's say you sell baby buggies. So we can type baby buggy in here. And this is going to show us searches over the last 12 months for the term baby buggy in the United States. So we want to change that. I'd like to change that to the United Kingdom, but you can use this for pretty much all countries. So this is how searches for the term baby buggy have trended over the last 12 months. So you can see there's a big dip here, which is probably around the time that the country went into lockdown because of the coronavirus. People weren't shopping so much. A big peak maybe at the start of the year. People are spending after Christmas, starting the new year. You can change the timescales on this, so it can be as granular and specific as in the past hour, and you can go back indeed to 2004. So if we clicked on that, we can see that there's been what looks like a sort of gradual increase in the use of the term baby buggy over the last 15 years or so. Let's select just the last 5 years. Now, what you can also do in here is compare terms. So baby buggy is one way of referring to baby buggy, but let's say you might also call it a stroller. So we can add this to our search and it will compare and contrast. And here we can see, okay, a lot more people are searching for the term stroller than are searching for the term baby buggy by a margin quite considerable. You could, if it was regionally specific, kind of dig in and it might show you that in some areas people say baby buggy and in some areas people say stroller. You can add a third term here. So let's say pram. So interestingly, in the UK, over the past 5 years, if you were building a website designed to sell baby buggies or strollers or prams, it seems like pram is the search term that's the most popular, followed by stroller, followed by baby buggy. Baby buggy very much in third place. That doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't build a website that has pages on it optimized for the term baby buggy. Fewer people are searching for that term, but maybe there are fewer resources on the internet for those people to access. So maybe it's worth targeting a smaller number of people on a less competitive search term. You can also sometimes it's worth, if you're international, comparing terms by geography. So at the moment, we're looking at the United Kingdom and we can see pram, stroller, baby buggy. If we change back to the United States, we can see it's completely different. So stroller, by far the most popular, very few people using baby buggy or pram. So again, if we were optimizing our site for visitors from the States, or let's say we were running an AdWords campaign and bidding on terms, we need to understand that the way people talk about our product in the States is different from the way that people talk about our product in the United Kingdom. Sometimes you can see that terminology changes over time. So let's just remove these and run a different search. So we're going to go back to United Kingdom. Oops. And we're going to search for the search term data mining. So data mining was a very popular kind of trendy way of thinking about organisations using their data a few years ago. If we change this timescale back to 2004, we can see that the way that people talk about data mining, or the volume of people talking about data mining, has really declined. So very popular early in the 2000s, has really dropped off over the ensuing years. If we compare that to a term that may be more currently popular, data science is a bit of a trendier way of talking about it. Again, you can see how those two terms have almost crossed over. Somewhere around 2015, people stopped talking so much about data mining. They started talking a lot more about data science. Let's have a look at the United States. In this case, there's not so much difference between the UK and the US. You can really see that it's fairly similar. So this, in a nutshell, is how Google Trend works. So you can put in terms that you're interested in, that you think that your customers might be using, and it will give you an idea. It's not super granular, as I said at the start, so it's not going to give you very precise numbers. And sometimes you might run a search where just too few people have ever used that term for it to really register. But for sort of broad brush, when you're just starting to think about keywords and so on, Google Trends can be very useful.